Hey guys, Adderall Gaming here. Today we're going to be making a tier list of the top 15, 16 or so drugs that I know. Kicking off this list, we're going to start with alcohol. Now, alcohol is one of those drugs where it really depends on who's using it, whether it's like S or F tier. Now, if you're like a 40-year-old redneck dad who's having a few cold ones with the boys in the backyard, this makes this S tier. Not even S tier, X tier. But if you're the kind of like high schooler, like Latina high schooler who's just drinking this shit because of how stressed and depressed she is, this is fucking L tier, dude. This shit, like, if you're doing that, well, what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? I don't know. I say in most situations, alcohol, just as a social drug, is pretty, like, god tier. So, I'm not gonna be able to put it in S tier, but I'll put it in A tier, dude. Of course, there is a problem with addiction, which also keeps it from being an S tier. Just there's no real way to like make sure that's not gonna fuck you up, you know. Next up, we got Benadryl. I don't really know why you'd ever want to willingly do Benadryl, because all that's really gonna happen is you're just gonna be like you're gonna feel like shit. All it's gonna have is you're just gonna feel lifeless, and you're just gonna be like waiting for the Benadryl demon to take you to some faraway land. It's fucked. I mean, at least like there's a reason for people to take Benadryl, like if you have like allergies or some shit, I understand it. But for the most part, no, just why? There's no reason to take Benadryl if you have a choice. That's just D tier. Next we have this shit. I don't know, I guess like the shit you put in bubble baths. It's like cool. It makes your like bubble baths all like colorful and shit, which looks cool and stuff, but like they also taste bad. So like I only recommend putting these like in your bath to make them colorful and shit. Other than that, you know, they're kind of bad. Next, cigarettes. They're one of those other things where just like alcohol. If you're like 40 years old or some shit, like, you know, nicotine, it's chill, I guess. If you're a fucking kid and you're smoking cigs or vaping or some shit, you're a fucking retard. So we're putting cigs down in F tier. Next up, we got this shit. I think this is fun stick sugar. Like, I guess I like it. It tastes like kind of repetitive after a while. If you get some of that like knockoff candy shit, it can taste like really like weird and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like the really long sticks that like are like powdery and they almost look like cigarettes or some shit, and they taste like a fucking dying hospital bed. Yeah, no, I don't know if I fuck with this shit. So we're gonna put it in like, yeah, this goes in D tier as well. That shit tastes awful. Next we got ketamine. Ketamine, you know, it's chill as long as you don't throw yourself into a K-hole, but it's kind of easy to OD on. So we're gonna put that in C tier. That's just really all I have to say. It's not even like all that fun either. Oh yeah, so you know when you went to preschool and they had those like puzzle mats on the floor? I think this is what this shit is. Yeah, that shit's fucking S tier. That was fun as hell, dude. I remember like playing with those like little puzzle mats all the time, dude. That's great. Next we got I think it's maple syrup. Depending on how this is used, if you're putting it on pancakes like your grandma makes, that's like, it can taste like too sweet in a lot of situations that you almost have to put them on like waffles where there isn't any other flavor otherwise, or else it just becomes too sweet. So I'm gonna put maple syrup in a B tier. Next up, we got mushrooms. I mean, I like mushrooms on like Philly cheesesteaks and pizzas and shit, but like, I don't know, on their own, they're not that good. They really need to be going with something. So I think I'm gonna put these in C tier. We got oxys. I don't know who the fuck would take oxys between dependence and fucking ODing. I think they're like a fucking awful drug to take, and plus they're kind of like harder to get. So that's going down there. Next, Ritalin. Why the fuck would you take Ritalin? That's just on par with smoking. Who the fuck would take Ritalin? This is like a Tool album. I mean, Tool's pretty good. They make great music. I'm gonna put that in A tier. Next we got like lifeguard buoys. I mean, I get it. You're like supposed to keep you safe on the water, but at the same time, like, I don't know, they're not fun to have to like swim around and shit. I don't know. That's not fun, you know? What if I want to go out further into the ocean? That's like D tier. Next, weed. That's fucking A tier. I mean, nah, B tier, because it like smells and shit, but you ain't gonna get addicted to it, and people who smoke weed are pretty chill. Next we got Xans. Juice WRLD died from it, so like I want to put it in A tier because of that, but and honestly, they're a fucking retarded drug. Why would you take Xans? It's fucking stupid. And finally we got Adderall. Now Adderall is just like the supreme drug. Out of all the drugs here, Adderall's the one drug that you're gonna get shit done with. Like, it is literally like the power drug, dude. Like, use discount code Harvard for 15% off your next order at Adderall. But yeah, Adderall is the definitive S tier drug. So as a recap, we got preschool puzzle mat and Adderall and S tier. For A tier, we have alcohol, as long as you're like not 12, and Tools albums. Next, we got bubble baths shit. We got maple syrup, and we got weed. Next, we get ketamine, mushrooms, and Xans. D tier, why the fuck would you take this shit? Like, that fun stick sugar is so repetitive, dude. It gets old so fast. Benadryl, you really shouldn't take it if you don't have to, because it just is. The high isn't even enjoyable. I really don't understand. Why would you want to take Benadryl? Like, yeah, it does some shit to you. It fucks you up. But that doesn't mean that it fucks you up in a good way. It's not fun. Why do people take Benadryl? Alright. Next, lifeguard buoys and shit, and then oxys. You know, those two are the same. I don't really know why the fuck you take them. Next is Ritalin. People that take Ritalin are just straight up fags. And then we got cigarettes, which, I don't know, they literally just fuck up your lungs. There's no real reason to smoke. Smoking is like bottom tier, dude. So yeah, fuck your cancer sticks. Yeah, it's a tier list, guys. Make sure to subscribe to me at Adderall Gaming for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.